Hello everyone, Mrs. Gurmeet here. Students, in the first part of this video, in the video of reported speech, I explained how to change direct into indirect in affirmative sentences. And in this video, I am going to explain how to change interrogative sentences. Now we have to change direct narration into indirect narration. In affirmative sentences we did said to is changed into told, but in interrogative sentences said to is changed into asked. We can also write here inquired, okay, demanded, it's also can be used. Okay, said to is changed into asked or inquired or demanded. And secondly, these interrogative sentences are of two types. First one, if reported speech begins with finite verb or its auxiliaries. Suppose the reported speech start with is, am, are, was, were, has, have, do, does. Okay, if it starts with auxiliaries, conjunction if or whether is used. At the place of that, in affirmative sentences we use conjunction that, but in interrogative sentences if reported speech begins with auxiliaries, whether it starts from modal auxiliaries or helping auxiliaries is, am, are, was, were, has, have, do, does, did, okay, we use if or whether. For example, he said to me, do I sing a song now, and question mark at the end. When we change it into indirect, we remove question mark. Interrogative sentence can be, we change the interrogative sentence into affirmative, into assertive. Okay, said to is changed into asked. He asked me. To remove commas, conjunction if is used, if or whether. Whatever you want, you can choose. I is first person according to subject he. So he asked me if he. First form of verb is changed into second. If there is do not or does not, we change it into did not. It means present indefinite is changed into past. Same rules are used, but only interrogative is changed into affirmative. If he sang a song, now is changed into then and full stop at the end. No question mark is used there. Okay. And second type of interrogative sentences are those sentences where the question is introduced by an interrogative word. Interrogative word, it means who, when, where, why, how, what, etc., etc. Okay, it means when it begins with a question word. In that type of sentences, no conjunction is used because the same word who, when, where, why, that is used as a conjunction. For example, she said to me, who teaches you French, and question mark. Here the reported speech is beginning with a question word. So she asked me. Now to remove commas, there is no need of conjunction. Same word, whatever is given there in the reported speech in the beginning, use that word who. First form of verb is used into second, it means indefinite. Present indefinite is changed into past indefinite. Who taught, you is second person according to object. Here is given me, so you are using here same. It's an object, so object case is used here. Who taught me French, and full stop at the end. Second example, I said to him, what's your name? So I asked him what. After that, use subject, then helping verb. Always keep in mind, when we are changing direct into indirect, we have to use at first subject, then helping verb. Otherwise, if we use helping verb before the subject, then it will remain question. But we have to change it into assertive. So, it's needed. At first use subject, then helping verb. So, what? Your name, it means his name. Him is given as object. So, according to this, we are writing here his name, and is, am, are is changed into was, were. His name was. Now you will think, here I use who after that verb. So in this sentence, who is used as a subject. And always remember, wherever you find who is used as subject. Okay. So who, after who, there will be no subject. For is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are those sentences which expresses sense of command, order, advice, request, warning, etc. And accordingly, we change said to into commanded. If command is there, we change said to into commanded. Request is there, we change it into requested. If order is there, we change it into ordered. Okay. According to the sense of the sentence, we change the reported verb. For example, the teacher said to the students, work hard. So if a teacher said to the student to do some work, it means advice is there. So the teacher advised the student. Now after this, that or if or whether, nothing is used. We are using here to. To infinitive is used. And when we use infinitive, the first verb remain first. So the teacher advised the students to work hard. Okay, see the next one. I said to her, please give me your book. The word please and kindly, it show request. These words show request. We change said to into requested. I requested her to, and after that give me your. It's second person. According to the object, we change it into her. So I requested her to give me her book, and at the end there is full stop. Then in case of negative sentences, suppose do not or does not or did not is used. Did not is not used here. Do not or does not is used. In case of negative, to is used after not. He said to the boy, don't tease the dog. So he advised the boy. At first we use not, then to. Not to tease the dog. Sometime let is also given there at the beginning of report speech, and let expresses permission is there, persuasion is there. Then we change it into might be allowed or simply into infinitive. Take this example. The principal said to the peon, let the boy come in. So the principal ordered the peon. No doubt a principal or a master, if a master said to the servant, then a master ordered the servant. So here principal is saying something to peon, so the principal ordered the peon to use to infinitive, then the remaining sentence will be same, to let the boy come in. And the same sentence we can change by using might be allowed. The principal ordered the peon, then we use that conjunction, that. The principal ordered the peon that the boy might be allowed. Might be allowed to come in, and full stop at the end. In both of these ways, we can change this sentence. Now the next one. Now see optative sentences. In optative sentences, we change said or said to into wished. But it is changed into wished when we say good morning, good noon, good evening. And it is changed into the word bade when we say good night, goodbye or farewell. Remember this, when we are wishing good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, then we change said to into wished. But when we are saying good night, goodbye, farewell, then said or said to is changed into bade. For example, the student said to the teacher, good morning. So the student wished the teacher good morning. If there is the student said to the teacher good afternoon, again there will be the student wished the teacher good afternoon. Okay, but the student said to his friend goodbye. So the student bade his friend goodbye. Then we use bade. Yeah, he bade his friend goodbye. Next type of sentences are exclamatory sentences, where there is surprise, sorrow. Okay, like this. Said to is changed into exclaimed with, and according to the sentence, whatever the sense of the sentence, accordingly we change it. Suppose ah or hurrah, aha or hurrah is given there, then we change it into exclaimed with joy. If alas or ah is given there, it means exclaimed with sorrow. Oh, what, wow, these words show surprise, we change it into exclaimed with surprise. For example, the student said, alas, I wasted my time. No doubt, after exams or after when we see our result, if that is not good, so mostly we say ki alas, I wasted. So like this, the student exclaimed with sorrow. That conjunction is used, is mostly used in exclamatory sentences. The student exclaimed with sorrow that he, I is first person according to the student. Nothing is given here. The student is say boy student or girl student. So he or she, you can use anything. So the student exclaimed with sorrow that he, second form of verb is used into had plus third. He had wasted his time. Suppose sorry or sorry is given there, then we change it into exclaimed with regret. Yes, students, see the last example. This one is the example of typical sentences. I said to him, beware of pickpockets. So in these type of sentences, this one is a warning to someone. So I warned him against pickpockets. Actually, students, the topic is much lengthy, but I try to sum this up. Okay, I try to make it short, because if I try to explain it, then I think the video must be lengthy. So try to understand it, listen it, and thanks